Welcome to Architects of Transformation, a series that explores the systems and leadership decisions that shape the next iteration of digital transformation in the UAE. I'm Jennifer George, Senior Correspondent at MIT Sloan Management Review Middle East, and this episode is brought to you by DoTech. In a region defined by ambition, organizations across the UAE are reimagining how they work, serve, and grow. Their stories are often defined by a question: how can technology move us forward? Organizations are now beginning to rethink how they build and secure their digital foundations. But this shift is not defined by technology alone. It is also influenced by the decisions and questions that leaders must confront. In this episode, Jassim Al-Awadi, Chief ICT Officer at Do, takes us inside the strategic heart of these questions, revealing how DoTech allows and supports organizations to make the right technology choices, ensuring interoperability across platforms, and how investments in infrastructure can really redefine what's possible here in the region. Welcome, Jassim.
Welcome, Jennifer.
I'd like to begin our conversation by understanding the scope of digital transformation here in the UAE. The UAE has rapidly positioned itself as a global leader in digital competitiveness. From your perspective, what are the key forces driving this transformation?
From my perspective, the key forces that drive this transformation, it all started from the vision of the leadership of this country. The leadership of this country had set a goal long time back that UAE need to lead in different fronts, and one of the fronts was the technology side of it. In order for us as a nation reduce our efforts in relying more into oil and relying in different sources of income. And technology was a key pillar in the strategy of this nation. That's why the journey started not now, it started long time back. From the day the government of UAE had announced that they are moving into a rapid digital transformation where all of the governmental entities need to shift from the traditional manual transaction of fulfilling client requirements through making everything through a digital app. And a huge transformation happened. That was one of the key aspects that drove the digital transformation agenda in UAE. Then things followed where people started trusting the ecosystem that the country had developed. And today you can see a lot of entrepreneurs that came, a lot of people with a lot of digital knowledge that wants to settle in UAE. You know, getting talents were very difficult for this region a few years back. But today, talents are thriving to work here because they see the right environment that was set by the government, by the leadership, and the full ecosystem supported this. And eventually, when the captain moves in that direction, all the other nation will follow. And that's what even pushed us in Do, following the nation, following the vision of the leadership in order for us to build the right foundation for everyone to step in this digital transformation.
Now, much like the UAE, Do itself has also gone through an evolution. We've seen a massive shift in how Do presents itself today. Can you explain the strategic pivot behind the DoTech brand and how it moves beyond traditional connectivity to become a full-spectrum ICT orchestrator for the UAE?
The evolution that Do went through is an evolution that most of telco operators went through. When we started in 2006 and 2007 the services were launched, we were a traditional telco player where we offer traditional voice and data services. But moving forward with all the changes that have happened in the market, offering beyond the core services are very much related to our day-to-day business. It's our DNA, yeah? So we are fitted right in that ecosystem. That's why building in the DNA of the organization, It made a lot of sense from the capabilities perspective. It made a lot of sense from the investors' perspective because it will bring more value to the shareholders. We thought of building that journey starting 2016. The journey started in Do, where Do had looked at building different capabilities beyond the core. And 2 years back, we have launched our sub-brand strategy where Do Tech came to life, Do Infra came to life, Do Pay came to life. And Do Tech was there since long time, since 2016, within Do, but it came to surface 2 years back because it was a natural evolution for a brand because we had the right customer base, we had the right products, and we were confident enough that whatever we will bring to the market will be resembled with reality on ground where we are offering such services. So basically this is what we have done and Do throughout the last couple of years.
I would just like to extrapolate on that point to better understand how do you see public and private synergy shaping the next phase of the UAE's tech evolution?
They go hand in hand. A couple of years back, those two segments were segregated somehow. But moving forward, the more digital we became, the more integrated those two sectors are today. And they rely on each other heavily. And we sit in the middle of linking those two together, whether they are through our cloud services, or whether it is through our data center co-location, or whether it is through our managed services portfolio that we are offering for our clients. And I think COVID came with a lot of benefits because it accelerated the digital evolution. Previously, it was very difficult to convince people within organizations that digital transformation will benefit them. But when COVID came and people started using all of the digital platforms that were built throughout the years and they started seeing the advantages of building those platforms, now they started pushing us heavily. And innovation is going to the roof. And we are being challenged as service provider to provide a lot of things that are really innovative, that are really challenging, which is really good for us because it will take us to the next level. So how I see it that both public and private sector, they are shaping in UAE the evolution of the digital transformation. And each sector comes with its own challenges, because they have different market segmentations, they have different budget challenges, but at the end of the day, their aim is one because, see, in UAE, it's difficult as a business to be out of the digital transformation race. Today, if you don't innovate in your digital transformation journey, where it will impact your customer journey, where it will impact your customer satisfaction, where it will impact even the ease of delivering services, the competition is huge here. So that will make the real difference. That's why you are seeing a lot of sectors are pushing hard in that evolution.
I'd like to better understand the unique position that you are at as Do Tech, which is in between the private sector and the public sector. Now, when you talk about government leaders today, what is the Do Tech promise regarding the modernization of the Dubai government's ecosystem?
Coming from a telco mindset, we always look into the 5 nines in telecommunication, which was never used in the IT world, In IT, it's totally different. And being from a DNA of a telco organization, this is what we are bringing on the table. The way we are shaping the digital transformation and building all of those IT capabilities, whether it's through different use cases, AI use cases, or cloud use cases, or managed services use cases. Since the DNA is a telco DNA, the quality of services that we bring is totally different. We are committed in providing SLAs, which is not normal in the IT world, especially when you are talking about public cloud services or services that go through public cloud environment. They are always best effort. They never comes with very stringent kind of SLA type of protection, which we are offering. Second, we are a local player that invest in local talents, which is even helping the local ecosystem in order for us to uplift the capabilities of UAE nationals, and even uplift the capability of the residents of UAE that work here and do. So this is what we bring on the table. Plus, we are always investing in the latest technologies. If you go throughout all the announcements that we have done through the last 2 years, you always see DoTech is always implementing the latest technology in the market. We are taking calculated risks and not being scared from the latest technologies, and we are doing heavy investments. And this by itself gives the confidence for our clients in order for them to start working with us, because they know we are at their back no matter what happens.
I would like to understand your mindset a little bit better on scalability. Now, scalability often demands interoperability across platforms. How does DoTech enable seamless integration between legacy systems and emerging digital platforms?
Whenever you plan anything, you plan it years ahead. We don't plan things that will get choked quite soon. So scalability goes with no say. The way we design our platforms, they are always scalable, even prior of the client ask, because our commitment to our clients should not wait for services to be provisioned for a long time. That's one of the key things that we are delivering, no matter what kind of services we offer in the market. The amount of protection and redundancy we offer, the amount of scalability that we offer, it's always based on best practices and based on the best international standards that are there in the market. Because we are a multi-billion-dollar organization, so we cannot sacrifice our brand by offering services that will not be scalable and that will not be protected for our clients.
I would like to dive a little bit deeper into DoTech's portfolio. The Department of Finance is a cornerstone partner for you. Could you walk us through how DoTech is specifically enabling their digital transformation?
There are different line of businesses that we offer in DoTech, and we made them very clear because in the digital space, there are a lot of things that you can offer, and sometimes it becomes really complicated. So we simplified extremely our go-to-market in a way that most of people can understand them. Yeah. But underneath those products, there is a huge complexity that is going on. Before going to Department of Finance, our offerings are very distinct. We offer cloud services, we offer data center and co-location services, we offer managed services, we offer security services, we offer advanced tech technologies such as IoT, AI services, and consultative selling services. So those are the distinct 5 services that we are offering in the market. Underneath them, it delivers a lot of other things.
There's a suite of services.
There's a suite of services. What we have done for the Department of Finance, there is a huge ambition where Department of Finance is consolidating all the entities in Dubai to have a unified call center, where they will offer a unique experience to the residents of Dubai, a 5-star kind of service for residents to get the best outcome from a call center, whether it is through the latest technologies or whether it is through human interaction kind of service. Because today when you live in a city, you have a lot of services that you need to get from that city, whether it is through road and transport, municipality, other kind of services. So that was the ambition from Department of Finance. It's a huge project. We were awarded because we had shown the real value that we are bringing in the table in terms of knowledge, in terms of capabilities. So the trust was there from the partner. We were awarded that project. The announcement happened in GITEX last year. And today we are in the execution phase. And hopefully the going live will happen quite soon, where the residents of Dubai will start enjoying the new services in the unified call center that will ease up the process of interaction with the public. Of course, the suite of services is enormous. It's not only building a call center. There is a lot of AI capabilities. There is a lot of cloud services offerings that are there. There is a lot of tooling or innovation or sentiment detection. It's huge. And And the good thing that we are delivering it on time. The teams had showed that they are up to the challenge that is there, and we have even proven to our partner that whatever we committed to, we are delivering it now on ground.
I'd like to also speak about the crown jewel of your portfolio, which is the DoTech National Hypercloud. Why was it essential for Do to build a sovereign hyperscale grade platform rather than just reselling a global cloud service?
How the evolution of IT happened. And the evolution happened simply. IT before was getting connectivity from telco providers and were getting co-location services where they put their servers. Eventually, they have moved to public cloud. But public cloud couldn't fulfill all the requirements because there are sectors that are heavily dependent on critical workloads and critical services that cannot go to the public cloud. So local players came and they provided a VM stack, which was lacking service portfolio. And at the end of the day, it was not as fancy as the public cloud and didn't have all the capabilities. So the natural evolution was, as a service provider that is heavily relying on cloud services, and it's one of your main portfolios, you need to build something that will be competitive enough with the public cloud in order for your sovereign clients to enjoy the latest technologies. That's why we went and we got the approval to do that investment. That is a huge investment. That's why you don't see a lot of service providers across the region or globally that own such a service. Because building a cloud that is in par with public cloud offering, it requires a lot of commitment when it comes to CapEx, when it comes to OpEx, when it comes to manpower on ground. It's not an easy thing to be built up. We took that decision. We went live in July. We can see that the market responded quite well. Today we have clients that are enjoying the services. One of our first clients that were onboarded and we announced it in GITEX were Dubai Taxi Company. And the list is long. And very soon you will hear a lot of other announcements that are there. What it brought to the market? It brought to the market a lot of services that were not reachable to this sector, which is the government sector, which needed sovereign services. Today they can enjoy around 170 plus of the Oracle OCI services that are in the public cloud. They can enjoy them on a sovereign environment. Plus now the other SaaS offerings that we are building with other software providers that know, and if they stay in the public cloud, that segment will never buy their services. So today, a lot of software providers are coming to us and they are building the capabilities on top of that cloud in order for them to have the opportunity to sell it to those local players. Yeah? As you have rightfully mentioned, I think it is the crown jewel of our cloud evolution. And today we can say that we are a national cloud provider and we can claim this.
Given your diverse portfolio, I think one of the most unique offerings in your portfolio is CloudMiner. It's the first of its kind in the region. Now, again, I would like to understand what was the motivation behind launching a regulated CloudMiner as service for Bitcoin here in the UAE?
See, as a publicly listed company and as an organization like Do, we never follow trends. And when we launched this service, it came after a big due diligence that was done internally in different aspects. First, we looked into the position of UAE. Is UAE embracing the technology of Bitcoin? Yes. UAE is one of the countries that are friendly with Bitcoin. UAE is one of the first countries worldwide that created VARA, the Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority that will manage all those virtual assets. Second, UAE is hosting a lot of events that are within the ecosystem of Bitcoin. So we had looked into that technology carefully. Does it play closely to what we are offering? Yes. Why? First, for any mining, you require a data center, which is one of our offerings. We have a huge data center portfolio. So that's one. What is a miner? Miner, it's basically a hardware that has compute power, which is very close to GPUs, which is very close to cloud. So we have the capability to do this. Okay. Second, we have a lot of clients that are already owning Bitcoin. If you look into a lot of surveys, there is big number of UAE residents that own Bitcoin. And one of the ways to own Bitcoin is to mine Bitcoin. But why previously people were hesitant to mine Bitcoin? Because it's difficult to have, because you require a lot of capex to do an investment to have it in your home or in any place. Second, you can go to global miners that sits out of UAE. And some people don't trust this. As a local brand, as a very well-reputed brand, the moment you will offer such service, people will come because, they trust your brand, yeah? They know that their money is in a safe place. So that's why we created our mining capability, and we started selling contracts to our clients that were interested. Honestly, I didn't expect it will be that successful. The market response was really good, and the sentiment was extremely good because, when you address what people want in a proper way and in a governed way, it makes your client happy. And it shows the clients that DO is always embracing the latest technology. That's another thing that we are offering in the market for our clients, that DO will always embrace the latest technologies as long as it fits our portfolio as an organization, yeah? And very soon, we are out of the soft launch. Soft launch happened last year through a bidding process because we had a very limited number of contracts. And hopefully at the end of Q1 this year, we will go for the mass go live, where people can access the website and they can register and they can enjoy the services moving forward.
I think from our conversation, what I've understood is DoTech's portfolio is expansive and extremely diverse. But I think what I'd like to better understand is the role of a chief ICT officer and how that has evolved from network management to strategic innovative leadership. How do you see this evolution shaping technology leadership here in the UAE?
Being chief ICT officer is a position that it's fun to be in. Why I'm saying this? Despite all the challenges, it's not an easy business to manage because the competition is tough. You are competing with local players, very well reputed. You are competing with international players. You are competing with entrepreneurs. You are competing with almost everyone that is in the IT space. So this always puts you under the pressure that you need to manage your numbers right and you need to manage expectation right. This is one aspect of it. The other part of it, you need to incubate a lot of the latest technologies that are there in the market. So we do a lot of incubation. So the cloud miner, as an example, it was something that we have incubated for almost 2 years. People only see the launch and the Burj Khalifa announcement that have happened. But behind it, there was 2 years of extensive works with consultancy firms, with legal firms, internally building the capability. It was not an easy product to be built. And that's the fun part of it. Because you incubate, if you feel it's right, the business plan work, the business case is good, your CFO is happy, you are confident, then you launch. And sometimes we incubate and we drop. The challenging part of it, that it has both sides of a challenge. Challenge of existing services that you need to offer, and challenge of things that you need to incubate in order for you to be in the forefront of the latest technologies. Especially now with the AI move that is happening, we are incubating a lot of stuff internally in order for us to launch it in the market. Of course, how this will shape things? This will shape things in a way where your talents will become more robust and where your talents will become more scarce. Maybe in my level, I am a guy who saw both sides of stories, you know. I'm now 23 years in this industry. We started in the telecom industry and today I'm in ICT. The evolution that happened in the last 20 years is totally different than what is happening in the last 3-4 years. So this makes it very clear that the new joiners or the newcomers will become much more diverse from the people that were there before, because you know they are exposed to way more technologies. They are exposed to much more complicated scenarios and much more complicated projects. And this is the good thing. Moving forward, I think we will have quite good pool of talents that will be created across DO and across the country as well.
I think one of the most interesting and essential aspects of innovation is foresight. How is DO Tech as a brand approaching future readiness, ensuring that today's technology investments can scale and evolve for tomorrow's demands?
I have said this previously, I think incubation is one of the most important things, and getting the right talents and having the right vision moving forward. You cannot do everything and you cannot work on everything, yeah? So you need to be very specific in what you choose. And I think we have built a very clear strategy. Where are the areas that we are going to invest and heavily innovate in? AI, cloud, managed services, IoT, data center, cloud miner. Those are the areas that we are heavily innovating, heavily scaling up, because you know, behind it there is a huge amount of innovation and a huge amount of work that needs to be done to tick all of those boxes and to move forward. And very soon, we'll announce something big in the AI space, something that will reshape how AI is done in the market. I am not a fan of just announcing stuff in the market for the PR shout, yeah? You can do we hear a lot of AI announcements that were done, but we didn't see something that really will shape the AI journey for our clients. So that's why we have worked quite extensively in the last 2 years in order for us to reach to that conclusion. Now we are ready, and very soon we will announce something big in the AI space that will change the way in how AI will be handled in different sectors, in government sectors, enterprise, in all sectors. Even it may impact even the consumer level.
Thank you so much for sharing this insight and a lot of the wisdom that goes behind being an innovative leader, and for the ability to manage innovation while also having a firm grasp on the knowledge that is required to scale efficiently and effectively in today's extremely competitive and very, very evolutionary landscape when it comes to tech. Thank you, Jassim.
Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us at Architects of Transformation. This conversation with Jassim Al-Awadi highlights a powerful truth. The UAE's digital progress is shaped not only by advanced technologies, but also by the leaders who champion innovation. As we continue to explore the stories behind the nation's most significant tech advancements, we invite you to stay with us. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe to MIT Sloan Management Review Middle East for more stories on how leadership and technology are powering the next digital frontier.